Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Sabahat and I'm here again. Still it's not 6 o'clock. We still have 3 minutes. So I have a very interesting topic to discuss with you today. And as you can see it from the caption, I'll just leave it to you guys to just think what the caption means or what's the complete caption. So just I'll just have a look over here and see um, how many of you are online, so I can just start with you. Okay, so let me just see. Okay, wow, now I can see someone. Okay, well, that's good. Even if there is one person, even then I'm just going to start my session. I'm not going to wait for others. Peer Sayyid Siptan, thank you for joining in and thank you for watching. And I'll just start in a jiffy just for 2 minutes. And do let me know where you are logging from. Are you from Islamabad or Pindi or from some other place? So just let me know. Where are you logging in from? And in the meantime, you can, guess what this topic or what is going to be the topic of discussion. What do I plan to talk about? Well, I think every day it's more of unexpected for whatever, like maybe some of you do guess what I tend to talk about, or I do drop some hints, but then again there are others who do not know what I plan to talk about. So any ideas, any guess what this caption is about? Fry your brain. Well, there are actually three dots before fry your brain. So if anyone knows the quote or anything about it, then you would get it wholly what I mean to talk about. So just in a second or so, I'll just break the ice and I'll let you know what this topic is about. So, and I hope everyone is doing fine and enjoying the cold weather. And I think, did you like, was it just me or did you too feel the earthquake today around, I guess, 2:20 or something like that? That was the time. Well, I was sitting in the car and I could, feel the car moving, and I started looking here and there, seeing whether if there are cars or if the drivers around they have noted any disruption or something like that. But everyone was so calm, as if nothing had happened. And then I started looking at the children who were coming out of the school gates, so if they had felt anything. Well, none of them looked worried or anything like that. So probably maybe in a rush they didn't feel like it. And since I was sitting in the car, I could feel the whole car moving and vibrations in the car. So, but later on, even then, I tried to check it on Google whether there was earthquake, and then later on, I came to know yes, there was an earthquake, and it was, I guess, 6.4 on the Richter scale. So that was quite a lot, and I just hope wherever it has struck, or I hope it hasn't caused so much damage. Otherwise, the magnitude, it was quite great. So I'll just after some time I'll just check out with people who were in those vicinities how much they were affected. But if anyone knows any kind of detail, do share it in the comments so I too know what was the overall effect in the areas which was the epicenter for this earthquake. Okay, so now let's just begin my session. And my session, like fry your brain. Actually, basically, what I want to talk about, it's like it's basically a statement, and it says, don't ever compete with your bosses, cause you will burn your fingers, and then don't compete with your colleagues, or you will fry your brain. So today I'm just going to, I aim to talk about this thing, and the basic thing is that if you get yourself into comparison, whether it's at workplace or with your colleagues or anything like that, so the end results, they're not going to be healthy for you. But if you want a healthy competition, then there are certain things which you need to keep in mind, and then you can have a healthy competition. And healthy competition does not mean that you just start feeling that you're better than the other person. Rather, you need to collaborate in a more positive way. So I'm just going to discuss some points over here, which is regarding healthy competition. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to navigate the corporate landscape. And how can you navigate? Simply by understanding that there is a delicate balance between everyone who is working over there and in the um, private corporations and private or corporate sector. So you need to firstly understand what is the culture that is prevailing over there. Then what you need to do is like, if you're not going to be able to understand the culture, then what would happen is you'll be probably stepping on other people's toes, and you'll soon be kicked off or kicked out. So what you need to do is you need to understand what the culture is, and then you need to recognize that competition within workplace can have unintended consequences. And what will those consequences result in? They would result in your stoppage of professional development, which you cannot develop otherwise. And plus it would also affect the overall work environment. So you need to keep these things in mind. And as I move forward, I'm going to explain why these things are necessary to understand. it, and that is, that's not only in the corporate sector, but wherever you're working, you need to understand that holy solely work environment, or what the culture is, or how that culture prevails, and how much you are adaptable with that culture. Or if you're not adaptable, how can you be adaptable? So I'll just move forward. And then another point which you need to keep in mind, instead of frying your brain, is that you need to build bridges. Okay. And what are these bridges? And wait a second. Yeah, so you need to build bridge with your superiors. Now, when you're working in an environment and you have superiors over there, don't don't आप उसको किस तरीके से कह सकते हैं कि आप उनको अपना दुश्मन नहीं समझो. Yeah, that's the exact thing I wanted to say. Workplace में जो आपके superiors हैं, they're not your enemies. So the moment you know take this thing out of your mind that they're your enemies, uh, or they're not your enemies, you will start to how to fry brain. Sajad Munir. Okay, I just explained the quote. It's a complete quote. And you know I wrote three dots in front of it, which means that there was a complete code before that. So I just corrected the thing that triggered you. So the caption which I used, it triggered your mind how to fry brain. So this is what I'm talking about. That if you are going to do these things, like if you're going to compare yourself with your superiors, you will burn your fingers. Or if you compare yourself with your colleagues, you will fry your brain. So it's a whole saying, and that's what I'm trying to explain, that in a work environment you need to understand certain things. If it's a corporate environment, or if it's a public environment, or whatever workplace that is, you need to understand to where you stand, or what is the balance. Okay, so I hope you get that. As I was saying, that you need to build a bridge with your superiors. Now superiors, they are not your enemies. And the moment the like if you just keep this thing out of your mind that they are your enemies, और वो एकदम जो है एक जो आप दुश्मनी पे आ जाते हैं, और पर्सनल जो है ग्रजेस हो जाते हैं आप लोगों को, जस्ट ये सोच के कि भाई द पर्सन इज द बॉस, whether it's he boss or whether it's she boss. So ये जिस वक्त जो है खैर she bosses के तो जो है uh, not, it's not just that I am a woman so I'm just going to take their sides, but being a woman and having a first hand experience, I know these things happen. And it's with both genders. It can be with the male gender or it can be with the female gender as well. Now with male gender, what happens is that when you start taking them as your enemy, you are prone to, close your eyes and ear to whatever they're saying, even if it's for your own good or for your benefit. uh, Now males, they can be, uh, yes, they can be strict and they can be very rude as well. But then again, it is their, duty to train the employee, or if you're working under them. um, and even if you're working as partners, still they treat you on a very professional level. So they don't, as a in fact, they don't treat you as the enemies. It is you who take them as your enemies, or vice versa. So you have to have a very healthy competition, and that competition is, you need to listen to your superiors. They can, they can be your mentors, they can be your guides, they can be really good, professional colleagues. So you need to treat them in that way. And as far as women are concerned and women bosses are concerned, they too are really strict, and they have to be strict, because if they are not strict, what would happen is that that is psychology. In psychology, we know that opposite poles attract each other. So in case of female bosses, mostly if there are men who are working under them, then the first instinct is how to how to impress this boss. And then um, being a male, you start doing, awkward things, and those are really awkward. And being a female boss, it all depends how seriously you can handle the employee, or what is your ethics, and how much composed you are. So there are times which are very challenging, but then again, you have a diverse team, and in that diverse team, you have every kind of person. And if you're serious in your work, then no one can, shake your beliefs or ethics, and you'll just perform the way you are performing, whether it's with the male colleagues or it's with female colleagues. So for that, you have to be very professional. Okay, so I just addressed that thing, and I won't go into the nitty gritties, because there are again many things which I don't want to tell you here on this platform. You are intelligent enough to, guess these things yourselves. Okay, so this is another thing, you need to build bridges with your superiors, and instead of, competing with the bosses, you need to focus on building strong relationships with them as far as your work is concerned. And then you can collaborate with them, and you can showcase your, abilities with them, so that in future they can, simply tell you by your name, okay, you are good in this thing, why don't you carry on this thing on my behalf or on the company's behalf. And that really works well. So that's a really good sign if you have those kind of strong relationships with your superiors. Then another thing is, you need to, um, focus on team synergy rather than individual rivalry. So what do I mean by this? um, okay, thank you Ashok for your good wishes, and thank you Mahmoona for joining in and watching this live session. So as far as team synergy is concerned, you need to acknowledge the importance of team synergy. And what does it focus on? Well, it emphasizes the power of collective success. So instead of just focusing on one person, if the focus is on the whole team, so you will, no one person would feel strained. Rather, it's going to be a combined effort, and it's going to be a teamwork, and everyone is going to take due responsibility for whatever the outcome is. So when you, start focusing individually on things, there's when the things start going, wrong. So teams and what I would say, businesses, they flourish when everyone is working in a team and everyone is working as a whole. If you are working, अगर हर एक ने जो अपनी 1.5 इंच की मस्जिद बनाई होती है, तो then the work isn't carried out in that proper way. If rather, अगर जो है टीम वर्क में आप काम कर रहे होते हैं, तो the work is done more effectively, more productively, and the outcome, it's really more than 120%. So it's more than 100%. Everyone wants to see success in whatever they're doing work in, or whatever field they are good at. So when you're working as a team, the outcome is more good as compared to one who is working individually. Though ऐसी बात नहीं है कि जो इंडिविजुअली काम करते हैं उनको सक्सेस नहीं मिलेगी, यस उनको भी मिल जाएगी, बट वो सक्सेस कंपैरेटिवली देर से मिलेगी, क्योंकि देन इट्स जस्ट वन मैन शो, वन मैन इज डूइंग एवरीथिंग, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, from the base work to the, to the output. Like that one person may be managing the admin, then the finance, then the human resource, then the operational side, then the audit side. So it's we are not talking about one man show here. We are talking about teams or good businesses or good collaboration. So that's how it works. Not it's not just the one person. Like the spade work can be done by the people who are at the back of who are the backbone of the, organization. And then the main work, when you have to approach the clients, or you have to, invest your time into different sources, bringing in more businesses, that's what the, main person is doing. Or there can be 2 to 3 persons who are doing that thing, but that is how the, team works. You collaborate with each other and everyone knows what's going on, and no one is, on a blank page, or a far behind, or a backstage. Everyone is in there. So that is how teams work, and that's why I emphasize on team synergy. So this is another thing. Then another thing what you can do is, um, as I have just told you, you need to look at your bosses or superiors as mentors and sources of valuable experience. Now if they're in that position, probably they might be having, a lifetime experience, खास तौर पे अगर they are aged or baba jis. And still if they are younger than you, still they do have their experiences, and where they do not have experiences, you can, always put in your experience in a certain area. But then again, um, you need to be professional, and being a professional, you need to understand if they are at that place, probably they might be having some kind of training, or they might be, have the upbringing of rising up with the CEOs, or people who are top-notch gurus of their businesses, or their area. So that's how they have been groomed into, a fine person. So it all depends. But then again, if they are offering you valuable experiences, or valuable if they're giving you valuable education, you need to, be thankful, be grateful, and absorb whatever you are getting, rather than, complaining or competing, or thinking that instead of him or instead of her, I should have been in this position. Why is she in this position, or why is he in that position? So never complain. If you are in a certain position, you can always, upgrade your skills or upskill yourself, and definitely you will achieve that position one day. But the best thing is, if you're getting something, you have to take it gracefully, and you need to learn from people around you. Most of the time what I see is that now, since technology is changing, and most of the time we see very younger lot who are into this CEO position, or are directors. But don't take that derogatory, because they have been trained to do that all their life. And if they have not been trained, say, still they have, a group of people, or advisors, or senior people among them, or they have partnered with them, and they can learn from their experiences as well. So this is how businesses and organizations work. Okay, then another thing is, um like when you know, okay, okay, hello Israr, nice to see you here. Um, okay, as far as learning from superiors is concerned, there's one point I think I just missed that point. Let me scroll that. Yeah, so you can learn from your superiors, and then you know, your superiors, they always encourage your professional development, and you can, you know, learn a lot by jobs hands-on job training. Yes, and that's the exact thing. So when you're employed in a certain position, or you are doing job in an organization, then your you know, superiors, they recognize your abilities and your strengths, and then they, you know, nominate you for certain courses or certain trainings, and there you can go and have those trainings. And that's very beneficial. That's not only beneficial for your own personal growth, but rather it's beneficial for the you know, overall organization. So when you are into these trainings are meant for the purpose that when you come back to your organization, you are going to, you know, imply those trainings, rather than, you know, just like most of the time I've observed that people go into the training and they're least bothered what is going on in the training. Rather, you might have noted, or many times you might have, you know, even watched television, and over there when the media is, you know, taking different photographs, most of the time you have seen people who are sleeping during that workshop or the webinars, or even in different you can, you know, just see different glimpses of media, even in our you know, media. So people are sleeping over there and they're least bothered. Well, instead of sleeping over there, you should keep your eyes open, and you should, you know, absorb whatever is going on, because the training, it's for your growth, it's for your professional growth, and it is for the professional growth of the organization as well. So if you're nominated from by the organization, or you are representing that particular organization, then you have to be present. You present does not mean to be, you know, physically present. You have to be mentally present as well, because back at the back end, those who have nominated you, they'll be definitely looking forward that this person so and so is going to come back and apply whatever learned strategies over there into the organization. So if you're going to sleep over there, you're just going to, you know, just going to miss out that time, because that time isn't going to be repeated. It's not going to be no one is going to repeat that training for you again. Or if the organization feels that you were a wrong selection, so they won't be, you know, nominating you again for that specific cause. So you have to be very vigilant, and you have to be productive. सो देन फिर बाद में जो है गिले शिकवे हो जाते हैं कि जी ट्रेनिंग से ये नहीं सीखा, वो नहीं सीखा, या ट्रेनिंग जो है ऐसी थी वैसी थी. Cause all the focus is more on, you know, how to pass time. So you are not gone into that training to pass time. You are there to, you know, learn valuable assets from that training, and then coming back and applying it in the organization. तो जब आपकी जो है अपने सुपीरियर्स के साथ जो है अच्छी स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप होती है, वर्क रिलेशनशिप, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट वर्क रिलेशनशिप, ओके. सो आप जो है यू जो आपके सुपीरियर्स होते हैं, दे प्रमोट यू, दे नॉमिनेट यू, बिकॉज दे recognize your strength areas, and they want you to you know grow. एंड जब आप ग्रो करेंगे तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी ग्रो करेगी, बिकॉज यू आर गोइंग टू put in more valuable efforts other than you are putting in already. So this is what happens when you're learning from your superiors. And then as we move forward, like how can you avoid burning out and unhealthy relationships, or unhealthy, sorry, competition, it's not but रिलेशनशिप्स भी इसी में आ जाती हैं ना, कि जब आपके अनहेल्दी कंपटीशन होगा, तो आपके इर्द गिर्द जो लोग हैं जिनके साथ आप काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनके साथ खामखा के आपने जो है लड़ाई झगड़े जब पाले होंगे, तो इट्स गोइंग टू टर्न आउट टू बी एन अनहेल्दी रिलेशनशिप. So competing with colleagues, what does it do? it leads you to burnout and mental frustration, and you don't want that. And why don't you want that? क्योंकि every day you have to go and see the same colleagues and same faces, not unless उनमें से जो है कोई ना कोई छोड़ के चला जाए या replace हो जाए या whatever. But ये है कि if you are working in a similar environment और वहाँ पर वो colleagues साल साल से काम कर रहे हैं, so there is something that they're working there for साल हर साल. And if you are new and you're new to that particular environment, you need to adjust yourself according to the environment. If there are certain things in the environment you do not like, then you have to wait for a certain time, and then you can, always say, just you can always, give your suggestions rather than enforcing yourself on them that I don't like this, you have to get this change. You can, there are ways of communicating and giving feedbacks and suggestions rather than, fighting with everyone or just doing what you want. So if you are going to compete with your colleagues, it's going to burn out, and you are going to burn out, and there's going to be mental frustration, and you don't want that in your work spaces or professional life. So a collaborative environment, that's always encouraged. You should rather, go for collaboration rather than burning yourself out. Then cause then your production level is going to minimize if you're going to get into unnecessary frustrations and competitions. Okay, so this is another thing. Then as in one of the sessions which I had earlier, I talked about collaboration. So collaboration and celebrating successes. Now success, it all depends how you define success. Like for me, I would, for me, even the smallest of things, they are also success. If I achieve a very small milestone in a period of 1 month or so, even that is a success for me. Or even if like I make list every day, okay, these are the things I need to do in this whole day, and even if I'm able to complete not the whole, but some parts of the list, even that is success for me, and even I rejoice it then. So that's what I want to focus, instead of looking for greater successes, or which you consider कि भाई okay, जिस दिन मेरे पास गाड़ी होगी तो that's going to be a big success, and you wait for that day till you get that car. So instead of waiting for that day, जो छोटी छोटी सक्सेस है, आज अगर आपके पास मोटरसाइकिल है तो be grateful for motorcycle. You have that, at least you are one of very few who have their own motorbikes. Most of the people don't have motorbike at all, or they don't have anything at all. But still, then again, it's their way of success, what they think success is, and they're happy with that. So whatever you have, whether it's small, and as you progress in life, you will get it, you will get everything one day. But then you have to wait and you have to work for it consistently, and then you'll get it. So be happy with what you have, rejoice and celebrate the small successes, and as big successes come, you can rejoice and celebrate them as well. So this is the thing, when you're celebrating individual successes, um, not individual successes, when you're celebrating individual strengths, you need to embrace everyone, no matter what strength they have or in which area they are, they have more strength. You need to, embrace those strengths rather than focusing on the weaknesses or complaining. Okay, so that's what you need to do. And then again, teams are always made with diversified background. Like you might have a team which is, which is based on diversified skills, and then there are people who bring along those diversified skills, so it's a diversified team. And you should always go for such teams, cause you won't be finding one thing in one person. Or if you are say if you are a CEO and you believe that I'm going to appoint CEO mindset, or I'm going to appoint people who have a similar mindset as I have, or have similar degree as I have, well, that does not happen. You need to have diversity, diversify teams in order to work, because there might be certain areas which you might be good at, but then there might be areas where your diversified teams might work for you and might be the best for your team, because they have expertise in that particular subject. So always go for diversified teams, and then celebrate their individual successes as well, and strengths too. Okay, this is another thing. And then let me see what other points I have. um, yes, another point is that you need to foster a positive work culture. So any work environment which is focused more on negativity or toxic environment, just run away from that workplace. It's not worth it. I am telling you from my personal experience, it's not worth it. Nothing is more important than your mental health. And if you want to give your 100%, and if your productivity is being wasted in that particular environment, just don't go for it. The money is not going to sustain you. It might help you for a shorter term, but not in the longer term, because if you are not going to have your mental health, then उस मनी का भी कोई फ़ायदा नहीं. वो सारी जो है ना आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ को ठीक करने में लग जाएगी. तो आपने जो भी चीज़ अर्न करनी है, यू हैव टू हैव दैट पीस ऑफ माइंड. So when you have that peace of mind, even if you are earning a small amount, you're going to be satisfied with that too. So that's another thing that you have to foster. Like if you are looking for an environment which has a positive culture, and at the end of the day, if you are CEO yourself, you have to foster that positive environment as well. So सिर्फ जो है expectation से नहीं फ़ायदा होता. You need to apply that on your own self too, because there are many times when you are working as an employee for someone, and there are pitfalls which you can see. You just make a promise with yourself that when I'm going to be in this position, I'm going to do this. But then at the end of the day, when you are in that position, you exactly do like the ones जिस चीज़ के ख़िलाफ़ आप जो है पूरी ज़िंदगी जो है कहते रहते हैं, एट द एंड अगर आपने भी वही चीज़ करनी है, तो देन इट्स बेटर यू रिमेन इन दैट एम्प्लॉय पोजीशन rather than being your own boss. So if you want to be your own boss, you have to have a positive mindset. You have to be an agent of change. Okay, it's okay, Star. I know there might be network issues, but it's okay. You can watch this session offline too. Once I just end the broadcast, it's going to be on Facebook live video, so you can just go and watch over there. It's okay. Okay. So then again, another thing is that you need to have professional growth, which mostly occurs through collaboration. So when you are good in collaboration, and when you are dealing with different people in your work life and your professional life, or from every walk of life, even while you are communicating, so in the longer run you can collaborate with those people, and those people, though they have talked with you, and they know what is your mindset, and how progressive you are, or how you can take a certain thing to a great level, and they know your strengths. So they mostly collaborate with you, and you can even collaborate with them on certain projects or certain areas. And it always helps. It not only helps in growing your like in grooming you personally, but it also helps you regarding professional development. So you can always collaborate with the right minded people, and the like minded mindset as well. um, so that is another thing. And then as I have talked earlier, you need to prioritize your mental health, because if you have mental health, the output is going to be productive as well. But if you do not have the mental health, or mental satisfaction, satisfaction in the sense of health, so you won't be able to put in your 100%. So everything, has to be in a balance, whether it's your mental health, whether it's your physical health, whether it's your professional work environment or the culture. So everything goes hand in hand. So when everything is going to be in hand, then the outcome, it's going to be good for everyone, not just for you but also for the overall organization. So in the end, I would like to say that um, that as a as an individual, you need to focus on collaboration, and you need to have a positive mindset. And that's how things work in every field, even even in your own personal life. If you have a positive mindset, then you see how difficult things are turned around in your favor. But if you have a negative mindset, and if you are a resistant person, resistant in the sense, if you're stagnant and you do not focus on changing or having that positivity in your mind regarding growth, then you cannot succeed. So professional, private, whatever sector, or private lives too. So you need to have a very positive sense and positive thought in every process. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you today, that your workplace, it's more, treat your workplace more like your home. Though you can't have the luxuries you have in your home, your own homes, but still, if you start taking your work as if it's like any chore you're doing at home, and if you are passionate about it, you if you're passionate about your work, then everything becomes so easy. But if you're not passionate about your work, and if you just consider it a burden, then you can't do it. In fact, you can't do anything rightly. Even if in your home you can't treat certain chores with passion or with respect, then you won't be able to put in any effort or anything good in the home as well. So you need to have a balance. There should be a balance in your professional life, and then again there should be a balance in your private life. If the balance is tilted to one side, so everything is going to be ruined. So you need to have that balance, and overall balance in your personality as well. Because if you have a balance in your personality, then you will be able to meet each and every department equally. So that was all I wanted to say. Now let me see if I can bring anyone on camera, and if anyone can come on camera, that would be great. But then if there are technical issues, and I fail to bring people on camera, then no worries. So let's see. Okay, I can see people watching, but I don't know how many can come on camera. Well, let's see. Let me just scroll and let me just see. And as I'm scrolling, the rotation is turned. So let me see if I can bring anyone on camera. Okay. So let's see. Um, yeah. Okay, Shokmar. There's one person, Shokmar. Shahzain. Okay, Shahzain, let me see if I can bring you on camera. Let's see. Okay, no, I cannot add the guest on camera. Why cannot I add you people on camera? Ashok Kumar, let me see if I can bring you on camera. No, noops. Well, every day it's the same scenario. I cannot bring you people on camera. Well, anyways, I do try. I try it consistently every day to bring someone on camera, and inshallah, one day I'll be successful. As I'll be knowing how to use these tabs on the right hand corner, then I'll be able to bring you on camera. Till then, that would be all. It's Thursday already, and today and tomorrow is Friday. So inshallah, tomorrow I'll come back with another new topic, another insight to share with you people, and feed your mind with positive thinking, and lots and lots of insight and experiences regarding my own personal life and work environment. Um, And one thing before going, today at 8 p.m. I have a podcast, and it's a transformational journey kind of podcast. It's with a creative person who's who's an advertising guru, but we'll be discussing more about life. So I want you people to join in, and it's going to be streamed via StreamYard at 8 p.m. Pakistan times. So do join in at 8 p.m. and I'll meet you then in the podcast. So till then, bye bye and take care.